What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Schrishzen Thoughts. Shout out to my subscribers. Shout out to anybody new coming across this channel. Comments and feedback are always welcome. And if you like what you hear, feel free to subscribe. Shout out to Richard Madsen, my newest subscriber. I know I hopped on board with you, and I'm going to check out some of your stuff. It's actually a reminder to do that now. But heard you on Math Picks, on the Math Picks channel, chatting it up with him, and I remember seeing you on Skylar's. But thank you for hopping on board. So, you put things into practice generally to improve yourself, and doing it on a regular basis helps you not only steadily improve but also makes you more likely to recognize when you're slipping. So one of the things that I've noticed recently is that my patience in regards to my child has been really bad. Like, I've been bad. I turn into kind of a dick with her, and I feel bad for it because she's 3. So I can't really expect a whole lot out of her, but she's super intelligent. So there's an aspect of it that was recently brought up that was brought up to me this weekend, and I was questioned, like, why do you do this? She's 3. It's almost like you expect her to be older than she is, but she's not. And my initial head response was no, but as soon as I said the no, it was like, yes, actually, that is absolutely correct. I'm treating her as if she is older than 3 years old when she's not. So when she's doing things that a 3-year-old will do, though I know that these are things that a 3-year-old would do, I'm still responding to them internally, as if, like, cut the shit, you know what you're doing, stop doing it. You know you're being a brat here, so stop doing it. You know you're crying over no reason, so stop doing it. But when I'm saying this to myself, and in a sense pissing myself off, I'm not factoring in that you are 3 part. So I'm like, I know this thing. I know that you are 3. I know that you're a child. So I should treat you like a child. This leads me to my questioning on when to discipline, when to not, when to be stern, when to not, how long to be stern for before switching it up. But it led to more of a realization and understanding of you've got to be in their mindset, in the sense that when they drop it, you drop it. I'm not good at doing that part. I get to they drop it, I can try and fake the funk, but it's not good. I am terrible when it comes to keeping a happy-go-lucky, we cool type approach, at least with her, after she's kind of tested my patience. But it did lead me to thinking of the Zen story I heard of the 2 monks who are crossing a river, or crossing a street, and it's flooded, and there's a lady there waiting to cross. So one of the Zen monks throws her over his shoulder, carries her to the other side, puts him down. They go walking on, and the dude that's with him is like, yo, you know you broke one of our rules by touching a woman like that. And he's like, well, I put her down on the other side of the river, and you're still carrying her. This led me to, when I was called out on this, rather than getting defensive, I agreed, because I was like, this is what I'm doing. Where my daughter is pissing me off or doing something that will irritate me, and she moves on and goes on to her happy-go-lucky, let's read stories, let's do whatever else I would normally do. And in my head, I'm like, yo, you still did this, so now I'm still annoyed with you, so now I'm not going to treat you the same. I'm not necessarily going to respond and engage with you quite the same, because I'm still annoyed. But is that negatively affecting my kid? I don't know. Maybe it's the reason that she is more difficult with me than she is with her mom. Can she tell when I'm annoyed? Sometimes. A little bit. She can kind of read it on me that I'm annoyed by something that she's doing. But for the most part, she does still tend to act the same, so I don't exactly know the effect that it's having. But it's something where I'm carrying the event that previously happened into my new moments rather than letting them go. And while this might apply that you can do this in other situations, I don't really think that you should. But while it might apply in other situations, when it comes to dealing with a 3-year-old, I can't do this. Like, that's just not a way that's going to be productive going forward. It's led me to behaving in a way that I've called out now in other people because of the fact that I didn't like their approach that they were taking with dealing with something related to my child. So I'm calling them out on that, but then turning around and doing exactly what I'm calling them out on. But in a sense, okaying it because I'm dad, so I can do this. When she's 3. So treat her like a 3-year-old. Yeah, so as of late, like I said, my patience has been terrible. I could rock with her for a short bit, but once she moves into, like, I'm just now going to ramp up my brattiness, it's like I out the window. But then I don't I don't toss out that feeling as soon as she's over it. So it is something that I am going to continue to work on. But one of the things that have helped me to come to this realization, meditating, focusing on my breath. Still, thoughts pop into my head, and one of my thoughts that popped in is like, yo, you suck in this area with your fucking child. She's 3, bro. Why are you being a dick to your 3-year-old? But it helped in that sense that since I caught on to it myself, once I was called out on it, it wasn't like, oh, you're pointing out something I don't even know or I haven't thought about. It's like, nah, I thought about this. Yes, you're absolutely right. I've actually realized on my own, like, I'm terrible with this, and I am showing very little patience with her, and it's not a good thing for her. So do better. That is the plan, obviously, going forward, is just to do better. But the recommendation is to put things into practice so that they are steadily improved on and or are more easily recognized when you do veer off that path. When you do veer off into land that you know you really ain't supposed to be in. That's all. Hope you enjoyed. Comments and feedback are always welcome, like I said. If you haven't hopped on board, join in. Much appreciated. Hope you have a good one. Peace.